welcome back to my channel, or if you're new to my channel, I'm Sam J and this is Mothering 2. Medyo napagod lang ako recently for one very good reason. I had myself COVID vaccinated with AstraZeneca. It's my first dose. I had this no Monday. Okay, if you're new to my channel, I would like you to know that I'm a physician and that is why nakakuha na ako ng vaccine. But before anything else, and I know this is a question, and this is a mothering vlog ba naman and blog. So, of course, I would be talking about not only medical related stuff as a doctor, but also as a mother. So, my concern would be on breastfeeding. So, I know a lot of moms will be asking on breastfeeding and its effects, lalo na kasi nga, isa naman talaga na valid na concern when it comes to COVID vaccinations. So, isang taon na tayo nagbabattle ng pandemya, and it has been something na gusto nating i-push, which is your vaccination. So, to answer your question, if you're watching this video and you're a breastfeeding mom, you are watching the right video. I will be answering several questions. So, this would be my questions. The first one is, ano ang stand of the CDC, the World Health, the DOH on vaccinating pregnant and lactating or breastfeeding moms like me and like you, if you're watching this, if you are breastfeeding? And then two, logically, ano yung effect niya sa breastfeeding? And then for me, my experiences is kung ano yung process ng vaccination, and then the side effects that I had. And lastly, the question is, talaga sa mga question na sa mind ng lahat ng breastfeeding moms, will it affect my milk and my supply? So yun yung questions that we will try to answer in this vlog. Okay, so first question, what is the stand of the World Health Organization, the Center for Disease Control, for the DOH, Department of Health, and the Philippine Obstetric and Gynecological Society when it comes to breastfeeding and being vaccinated? Same lang ang stand nila lahat, which is that it is safe for breastfeeding mothers or lactating mothers, especially in the population na targeted nila ngayon, which is the frontliners. So, yun yung kanilang stand. So, I will post now. Ito yung sa DOH. Ito yung stand nila when it comes to lactating, as well as yung advice nila na to continue breastfeeding even if you are vaccinated. Okay, so yun yung kanilang stand. So, okay lang mga mommies, okay lang magpabakuna if you are especially in the high-risk population, like you are a frontliner. But eventually, we want to introduce this as well to the other population, or to the normal population, and even lactating mothers or breastfeeding mothers. Because ang goal naman talaga natin is to reach herd immunity, or at least 75% of the population. So yun, na-answer ko yung question, yung okay lang ba na bigyan ang mga lactating mothers? The answer is yes, very much so, it is okay. Okay, so answering question number 1 is answered. Question number 2. So, AstraZeneca ang given sa akin. So, how does it affect, or would it affect my breast milk, or would it give COVID to me and to my children? To answer your question is, it uses a modified adenovirus instead of the coronavirus. So dahil doon, it doesn't really give you COVID. And because hindi ka nga magkaka-COVID, you don't expect that you pass this possibility na magkaka-COVID to your child na ninunurse mo. So, in that sense, hindi ka magkaka-COVID, hindi din magkaka-COVID ang baby mo. So, is it okay for breastfeeding? Yes, very much so. Okay lang ulit kasi nga, ang science behind it is it's not a replicating virus na magko-cross sa breast milk mo. There are some studies, however, who say that because na meron ka ng antibodies, and we know that a lot of our antibodies pinapass natin sa ating kids when it comes to antibodies over several diseases. So there is a possibility that you pass these antibodies to your child through the breast milk, and that is a good thing because that means you give your child added protection through your breast milk when you are COVID vaccinated. So ngayon, my experiences and the process of how the vaccination is done. Okay, so pagdating ko doon, so these are the pictures. I will be showing several pictures of what happens, what is shown, and the process, the step-by-step process that is happening, okay? So, pagdating mo doon, you are given a form for your registration, and they ask you an ID just to confirm who you are, lalo na if you are a frontliner talaga. So they ask you to bring your PRC ID. And then, once they have this form, the form holds some conforma, the things that you have to sign regarding the vaccine, but it also holds a very important paper, which is an info sheet on AstraZeneca, because nga I was given AstraZeneca. So it holds an info sheet on AstraZeneca. So what AstraZeneca has, kung currently right now AstraZeneca is not FDA approved, but it has emergency authorization. It has emergency medical authorization, EMA, in all countries naman. So because of that, nakalagay din yun. So these info sheets are given early on pa naman para makita nyo and you can read on it and then sign on it, and then it has some data sheets on your screening and everything, and your PE where they can write your PE, and then you just pass this paper and then you wait until you are called. So the step 2 after the registration, so the first one would be they give you the paper, then the step 2 would be the registration, and the step 3 would be the counseling, which is a very good thing, because in the counseling they tell you what is the reason why you have to be vaccinated and what is in the AstraZeneca, and then the reason, the current status of it in the FDA. So yun yung nakikita mo sa counseling, and then they actually are able to answer questions if you have any questions for them. So yun yung nangyari sa step 3 na counseling. So that's step 3. And ngayon, step 4 would be the screening process. On the screening process, they get your vital signs, your BP, your pulse, and then your temperature. And then after that, if you are clear and if you are okay with your PE is okay, they go further and ask you some questions through a screening sheet. In the AstraZeneca screening sheet, they ask from your allergies, history of allergies on vaccine, on food, on medications. They also ask on maintenance drugs, other diseases that you have, and then they also ask on blood clotting issues, because that has been an issue with AstraZeneca recently. So yun, they ask you a lot of these questions, and then if you have some of the things they consider to be risky, they pass you now to the doctor, and then the doctor always clears you first before they give you the vaccine. So that is a good thing, because the doctor now checks up on you more and then just assesses you further before they give you the vaccine. Step 4 would be giving the vaccination. After your screening process, after registration would be the vaccination, and then the vaccine itself is not as heavy. If you are given tetanus toxoid, hindi ganun ka-heavy ang AstraZeneca na vaccine that I received, and it was okay for me. It was an okay experience. And after the vaccination, step 5 would be monitoring for an hour. So they take your BP for several times, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then an hour, and then they monitor if you are fine or if you have any symptoms after. Okay, in the site, they are prepared for whatever can happen. They have epinephrines, they have for anaphylaxis, they have for allergies, they have for elevated blood pressures, they have medications in case you would be needing this medication. So that's the process of vaccination. Now, on the next question, what did I feel after? So I had a vaccination on Monday. Now it's Tuesday night. I had the vaccination at 12 o'clock. And in all honesty, the entire day today, mabigat yung katawan ko. I felt more like flu-like, pero hindi naman talaga ako nag-super fever. My highest temperature was only 37.4, so hindi ako nag-fever. But there are reports of high fever, high-grade fever with AstraZeneca, as well as a body malaise, or yung pagsakit ng katawan and paghina. I had that. Masyadong masakit ang katawan ko buong araw. And then, I felt na parang flu-ish ang symptoms. So, I had that side effect. My mother had chills and she had fever. So, yeah, yun yung naramdaman ko, and that was my experience with AstraZeneca. But that is a good thing, because that means your immune system is working with the vaccine to develop the antibodies that you want in case you get COVID in the future. So yeah, that's a good thing about having side effects. The last question, last and most important questions a lot of breastfeeding mothers will have. So 30 minutes after ko na-vaccinate, I pumped. This is a picture of the milk that I had. That is my normal output. And then nag-latch ako pag-uwi namin, and the kids are satisfied. And then throughout the night, I kept pumping, because I do pump at night if you have been watching my videos, and you would know that. And my supply is still very okay, and the milk doesn't look different. It looks the same for me. So for me, it doesn't affect any of the supply. I had a doctor that I knew, a doctor, I heard of a doctor who nag-dip konti yung supply niya, but that was because of the flu-like symptoms that she had, which made her feel dehydrated. So, yun yung thing that you have to know. Kasi nga, if you have fever, mas prone ka to dehydration. Of course, if less yung milk mo, ay less yung water intake mo sa body, you also produce less milk. And that is why we drink more whenever we feel fluish-like. So, yeah, I answered those questions. So now I'm telling you tips on how to overcome the things that you may feel if ever you do have yourself vaccinated. Tip number 1, prepare lots of water in case you go through flu-like symptoms, because as a breastfeeding parent, mother, we don't like na mag-dip yung supply natin, so keep yourself hydrated. Tip number 2, prepare for paracetamol. Of course, iniiwasan natin yung bio-flu when we are breastfeeding, so try to drink paracetamol. I can drink it every 4 hours, okay lang naman. I honestly drank kind of ahead para lang hindi ako mag-super feel bad because I'm taking care of the twins. And then, rest if you can. And, yeah, those are my tips. And before I close, as a doctor, I feel it is my job to tell you the importance of having yourself vaccinated. I know it's scary because hindi pa masyado ganun kadami ang studies, and that is the truth, especially hindi naaralan yung mga breastfeeding moms and pregnant moms and its effect. But yun nga sabi ko, logically, if you look at the vaccine, it wouldn't do anything to the breast milk and cause COVID to your child. So I think it's okay. But of course, we still need studies for that. But for me, wanting to go back to normal weighs heavier for me than waiting for more studies. That's why I'm having myself vaccinated with COVID vaccine, especially like in my experience, AstraZeneca. So if you're watching this and you're a breastfeeding mom, it's okay. My experience was okay, and I hope your experience will be okay as well. If you are vaccinated, if you have any more questions, comment below. If you have any other questions, and feel free to message if you want. And yeah, please don't forget to like my page, Mothering2 in Facebook, and follow us on Instagram, SamJ with Louie and Ellie. And that's it for today. I hope you learned something from this video. And yeah, goodbye and hope to see you soon.